Hi guys, this is Alltechtrail. Originally I was planning to show you or record the whole build of my system. However, yesterday was a very bad day for me. A lot of things were going on and I was constantly getting interrupted. I had to stop 5 or 6 times, and at the end of the day I just decided to can the whole video. It wasn't fun anymore, and um, and I thought, I would just finish it, show you what I've done, and maybe I would show you in greater detail of the components putting together. Okay, but right now I think I'm just gonna run through very quick of my system, basically from the parts that I've used. Well, I mean, you know what the parts I've used anyway, but I don't think you've seen my case. And basically, I just want to show you. I just want to show you the system. Everything's running. All fans are running, which is good. CPU is running. Temperature is very good. Video card is running. So overall, I'm very happy. Cabling was a bit a pain in the ass, really, just because of the amount of hard drives that I'm using right now. As you know, not to mention on the back of the case. I mean, at the same time, it's still a work in progress. The back of the case, or no, the other side of the case is still a bit or very messy. Okay, I would have liked to get a few more hours in today, but still, I was still getting interrupted, even though it's Sunday and everything. So look, there was every intention of recording, or even doing a quick version of the build, but like, just because my life at the moment is very busy, and I had to make a quick decision, and then like, hopefully it's not gonna be the last time I would have a chance for to either even contemplate in showing you a build from start to finish. Okay, but I do have to say though, recording the build and building the PC by yourself is very hard. Okay, camera angles is very tricky, especially if you're doing it during the night. You have to have very good lighting, multiple cameras, not to mention like, room to work, because if the case is very big, I mean, even the desk that I have on this computer right now, I can't put it sort of like lengthways. I have to put it on the side, which I wanted anyway. But when you're building the computer, if you can't really maneuver, or if you can't move the case around easily, it's just that hard. And not to mention the lighting as well. Okay, I've mentioned that before, but what you have to take account of is, like, do it very early in the morning. Okay, and choose a side of your home where the sun don't shine directly towards you, or because that's gonna make it really hard as well. um, and 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 if you can help it, don't tell anyone of your plans during the day. Okay, because they will disturb you, you know, that's without a doubt. So all right, let me just get started. The case that I have right now is the case that I've been using for a number of years. I decided to keep the case because it still meet my requirements. Okay, it's big enough for me to even get get the full size motherboard. You know, one of those gigabyte one, but you know, it's a full size case. Any bigger, you know, I would really have to have a good reason behind it, because otherwise, I don't want to. I don't want to spend 200-300, even more these days. How much is it? $400, $450 for a case. It's not that I don't have the money. I mean, saying that, it's not like I do have a lot of money to spend or burn on computer or computer systems. It's just at this moment of my life, you know, like, especially the way the economy is, you know, you do have to spend, or you do have to watch what you spend. You know, like, if I were to get another case, would it increase the performance of the computer or the system? No. Would it look nicer? Maybe, but my wallet would be a lot lighter as well. Now, this case, I'm not sure whether, you know, you're fairly familiar with this case. It's a case by Coolermaster. It's a HAF-X. So when it was designed 2-3 years ago, I'm not quite sure of the exact date or the month or the year, but what I remember was it was released short after USB 3 was released. The reason being was because the cable for the USB 3 for the front panel was still the standard USB input. They don't have the headers yet. So okay, anyway, when during the design, I think what they were trying to do was maximize airflow in the fan. Okay, because, you know, they've got fans everywhere, front, top, side, rear, obviously. But what sort of impressed me at the time was the front fan. I'm not sure whether you can see this or not. Let me just move. Yeah, that's it. So that front fan, the red one, that's 230 millimeters. I've never seen that on a case at that time. You know, they usually use 1200, you know, 200 millimeters, but never 230 millimeters. I don't think not a lot of manufacturers these days even make that kind of fan. So I mean, airflow wise, it's very, very good. Okay. I mean, if you're into air cooling, I think it's still one of the best cases out there. Okay, so what I'll probably do is I'll show you the fans that came with I'll show you the fans that came with the case originally. Okay, so there's the 230 millimeters. 200 millimeters, which is not lit up. Originally it was okay. The 200 millimeters over here was originally on this side. Okay, it doesn't have LED. It's just a standard 200 millimeters. So during this build, I bought another 200 millimeters with red LED. So this is over here. I moved the original over here, and then on the rear here, what it does is also the what's the size of this? I can't really remember, but okay, it's 140. It's 140 millimeters on the rear. Okay, so this one here is 140 millimeters. Sorry. So the number of fans that I have in the time being is including oh, I haven't shown you the blue one. I may change that to red. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that much. It's just there for the hard drive, but also just to create more positive airflow to the fan, to the case. Sorry. So I'll just take this around. Okay, so the blue one comes with this 4-in-3 hard drive surround by Coolermaster. I'll just show you that. Okay. Now, if I want to push this, I can fit a lot of hard drives. Okay. With the 4-in-3 enclosure, there's basically there's 4, 5, 6, 7, which is the 6 and 7, which is the hot swap. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 hard drives in the current setup. Okay. However, in one of the hot swap trays, I use the 2-in-1 tray for the SSDs, which I'm running RAID 0 on. So that makes it 13. 13. I don't think, you know, I have to you know, there isn't any way that I can really run 13 hard drives without, you know, without taking up an extra PCI Express. Okay, I'm already taking one of them for the SATA add-on card because at the moment I'm using all 10 whoa, I don't think you can see it, but I'm using all 10 SATA ports that the motherboard has, so I need another 2 just to make all the hard drives work. Now, what you have to also, what I was really pissed off, I guess, like the 2-in-1 tray for the SSD is basically a good idea. I'm not sure whether you can see it, but it's over there. But you can't really use the SATA power off the one cable, okay? Because there's not much space. So you have to use another one, and you have to use another one that is straight. So I had to, you know, go to 2 computer shops, just getting another SATA power cable that not just any SATA power cable, but the one that I want. So it took a lot of time again the other day, not this weekend, but last weekend. So it's really it's something that you have to plan for. Okay, it's not like you have to you know, envision it unless you've done it before. Okay, so speaking of fans, you know, like there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 for the CPU cooler, which is the Noctua NH-D14. I'm gonna have another one, which is the 1200 millimeters, I think. Yeah, the 1200 millimeters, but the Noctua, which is the graphics card cooler. Basically, it will blow through the graphics card. Okay, Now, and there will also be another one, mind you, which is the 200 millimeters on the side panel. So that will blow air inside the fan. So there's a lot of it's basically it's positive airflow, which is very, very important, just to minimize the dust getting into the fan, okay, or getting trapped in a pocket where there's no or minimal airflow. So I'll just basically illustrate the airflow in the fan. So these two fans sucks air into the case, which directs into the graphics card, the CPU cooler. It goes to the back, and then the exhaust is also on the back of the case. These two fans here on the top, it acts an exhaust, so hot air rises. That's pretty much normal chemistry or physics. It's physics actually, not chemistry. Anyway, so, and then the side and the 200 millimeter fan on the side here, it will suck air into the case from the outside. So, but it's a lot of airflow, okay, and that's the way that I want it, and it's something that it's one of my main requirements. If I were gonna go air cool, I'm gonna make I'm gonna have a lot of fans, because the thing is, maybe I want to push this system really, really as far as I can, but like for those people that say, oh, air cooling is you won't be able to push it, or you won't be able to overclock it as far because it's limited, and that's something that really, really bothers me each time. I mean, of course, water cooling, there's a lot more benefits, okay, there's no doubt about it, but at the same time, air cooling is convenient, okay, is reliable, more reliable, I think, than water cooling, but it doesn't mean that I can't push this system to the max of what I think is reliable. What I do have to take account also is the temperature fluctuation, at different times of the year, obviously. So well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's relatively cool right now, so but it's not hot. It's not that cool at this part of the world. So I'll see. I'll see whether it's a bad decision or not when it comes to summer. What I do have to show you is, well, that's the thing. I can't really show you, but make sure if you do get a big CPU cooler as this, make sure that your memory is compatible. Okay, your memory has to be compatible to your motherboard. However, make sure they're compatible to your CPU cooler. There's a lot of ways to waste money building a computer, but if you can control it, if you can manage it by not wasting parts, or not rebuying parts because you were too lazy to check the clearance or whatever, it's your own fault, basically. Okay, this CPU, this memory is compatible, but literally the clearance is so small. It's about maybe 3 or 4 millimeters to this side of the fan. Okay, and then uh, uh, the DIMM here on the left hand side is also that close to this radiator, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I always refer to it as radiator, but maybe the die-hard water coolers guy may debate on that. But one thing that I haven't really installed is, as I've said before, I'm gonna use an add-on card, which I will put in one of those PCI Express, and then I will use a sound card in this build. Okay, I haven't done it because there's too many cables, and I do want to make a video of the unboxing of the sound card for YouTube, but hopefully I'm not gonna have any time during the week. That's given. Okay, I'm not gonna have any time to tidy up any of the cabling, or to install or put on the sound card or put on the add-on card during the week. Okay, that's not really to say that I might be busy. I will be busy for work and everything else, so it's hard enough for me to have dinner on time, and like I don't know. I'm not really sure on this video or on this YouTube channel really, because the views, although I'm only starting out, the views are not that much. So I'm not. Look, I do have to prioritize my life, and if it's not going well, then like maybe the time that I will put on the YouTube stuff, will be pushed back towards the weekend, or when I do have free time, not during work, especially not after work when I'm tired. So that's a no-go. What I will mention for the as a last message is this power supply. Okay, it's incredible. I can it's been maybe 12 hours since I installed the OS today, but the fan on this power supply, maybe it has only turned on maybe 3 or 4 times. Okay, and it I think it's 30%. It's if it's greater than 30% draw, then the fan will turn on. So therefore, like, even my current system now, I'm running 10 hard drives, like heaps of fan, GTX680, big ass CPU cooler. It's not even drawing 400 watts. Okay, because I know this is pretty much on idle. I don't care when I'm like recording video only takes that much CPU power. Okay, I will tell you though, the CPU is sitting on around, well, the highest core is 35 degrees. okay, and it's the CPU itself is only drawing less than 11 watts, which is amazing. Okay, it's not underload at all, so it's that's, I mean, that's something that you have to you know, think about of building a new system, getting the most efficient things. You know, apart from Haswell, okay, Haswell, we'll talk about Haswell another day, because Haswell is very, very interesting, but at the same time I think there's a lot of drawbacks for especially currently, you know, when you do have to delete the CPU to get a consistent temperature, then, you know, it's not something that you want to take risk, okay, even though the power consumption is low, but at the same time, you know, you do have to compensate that with the heat that it produces, the heat that will go into your case, the heat that will affect all of your other components. But that's enough ranting for Haswell. Anyway, I think I don't have anything else to say. It is getting quite late. I may make the video, but for the sound card either today or tomorrow, depending on the work. But so long. This is it. So hopefully I will have a chance, you know, to take you around my system a little bit closer, maybe during the day when there's a lot of lighting. You know, I do have light obviously in my home, but it's not as good as, you know, it's not as good as natural light. You know, but I will close this. I will close the video with this message though. Originally, I was contemplating of buying the Corsair 600D. Oh, sorry, 900D case, the big ass full tower case. But like I've said in maybe in another video, that I may get that case after all, okay, but not to replace this case. What I will do is maybe run it side by side. You know, like you know, we'll do a poll, or you know, whatever, but either the Corsair 900D or get another HAF-X. But the main purpose of that of the second system is to really compare, okay, air cooling versus water cooling, okay, because at the end of the day, if you don't run it side by side, it's not relevant. The test is not relevant basically, because unless you have a temperature controlled environment, humidity controlled environment, there's a lot of factors. Okay, even the same case, the same fans, the same fan configuration, the same video card. If you don't have the same hard drives that may impede the airflow into the case, then there's still a factor. Okay, so anyway, look, that's enough. I don't want to say anything else. So long, and I'll see you next time.